This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Man United we're talking about.
This is Manchester 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 United we're talking about.
Oh, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United we're talking about. Manchester United we're talking about here.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
I mean, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. It's Man United we're talking about. It is Man United we're talking about. It's Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. This is Man United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United.
Who gives a shit? Yeah, I'm done. I need to talk about this. Look, green lights, befitting, isn't it? It's a great thumbnail title. What the hell is that? It's a great thumbnail title. Lads, this isn't Manchester United we're talking about at the moment because we got Arsenal to talk about, yeah. Now, we're going to talk about it. The Mbeumo troubles you might have seen recently with Nottingham Forest. Cool, whatever. We'll get onto that. Let's be happy. You know what? Let's be happy. We just spoke about Never a Foul as well. Let's continue a little bit further. And if you're a Chelsea fan, I'm going to link this to your club too. You know, we got this Rashford stuff green light. We'll talk about it. Garnacho cleared for training. A little bit out of context, but we'll talk about it. I read the thing and everything around it. Fine. It's all good. But non-Zeno records. Non-Zenos at Arsenal. Noni Madueke, for others that don't know. It's a funny old game. They've legit had another Mason Mount problem. They've had another one. Not only was it Kai Havertz, they've had another Mason Mount type shit. I can't believe it. £52 million of the King's finest sterling silver is outrageous. It's outrageous. How Chelsea keep getting away with this. This is why we'll never win. We'll never win. When it comes to this transfer battle stuff, they will always be on top. I don't know what news they've got of the Cronkies or anything along them lines, because this amazing relationship that they got with one another, they made my night. You know what? I was ready. I was, again, reactive. I was going to talk about what we've already been speaking about for how long. This has made my night. I don't know how I don't smile through this. Shameless. I'm on a United channel, but I'm talking about Arsenal, right, and Chelsea. But boy, that's that. It's nothing short of amazing. It's nothing short of amazing. I must admit. What shirt number is he going to get? Is he going to get 14? Because if he gets 14, I'm gonna be over the moon. Oh my god! Wait, let me. I need to see a gal's reaction right now. You might need to skip past this, but I need to see a gal's reaction. I swear down. I don't know when he's gonna. Is he still looking down? Yeah, he looks defeated. He looks real defeated. It's a nasty time, man. It's a nasty time. Anyways, let's get into the Man United stuff. Smash the likes. You know what? How about this, lads and ladettes and broccolis? Smash the likes. You know what? Let me check. We're on 29 likes. We're on 29 likes. We got Kai Havertz, number 29, right? Smash the likes if you're happy for Arsenal. If you really believe in Arsenal, smash the likes. I'm trying to see something. I want to see how much he goes up by. That's one. How much more? Thierry Nwaneri 14 is something oblivious. What's this? Bro, a gal's having a meltdown. Wait, let me ask you. Are you guys live after? Oh, man. Anyways, what did he do? He let Jay host. A gal let Jay host the actual stream. Every club's moving better than us. Where are the fat guy in the pub talking about his great past? Bowley has Kroenke's picture at Epstein Island. I'm calling it crazy. I can see Arsenal signing Mudryk in 2029. Tactical Devils raid. Oh, big up Jarvis, man. Love for that. Appreciate that. Much love for that. What a day. Rashi green light and Arsenal sign Madueke. Please get Mbeumo. Actually, you know what? I know it's not really repetition, so it's more like an update as well. Everything that I've kind of predicted with this whole Mbeumo stuff is kind of correct in detail, even through some rants of the last 2-3 days, something along them lines. But the way I'm looking at it is like I was thinking, cool. Then there's a simple way of looking at this. I think time of the essence is now upon us. That's number one. And two, I was listening to Laurie Whitwell. Everyone knows Laurie Whitwell, correct? United rep number one, Athletic, and he was on Stretford Paddock. He always does like a weekly update about different players, different situations, senior recruitment recently as well. Was just explaining everything that was going on. I just want to get more informed. And the Brian and Mbeumo stuff it's not stalled or anything along them lines, but it's actually a Jim Ratcliffe thing at this point of time. And United actually agree with him allegedly. So from what he was saying was that United's been overpaying for transfers for so long. It's not that United can't pay for it. It's that United want to be in a position where they don't get taken a piss out no more. So they're going to have to stand firm, but it's more like, it's like a standoff, like a Western, like who's the first one to budge, right? So from what he was saying was that Manchester United are happy with what they've offered and think it's fair, even though there's a little bit of room to wiggle to maybe get more somewhere in the middle, which is going to be the case, by the way. So we've seen a little bit more of an uprise from 55 to 7.5. I don't think United want to go and pay over the odds. I think they're trying to set a new precedent. It's just at what cost, correct? Which is the questions we're asking. And then we're saying about Brentford, on the other hand, who are wanting a more of a 63 to 65 million valuation, are standing firm there. So it's not just Man United playing games, it's also Brentford playing games. And it's more like who can read whose poker face first and get it correct, who's going to fold. And this whole Johan Vissa stuff, I don't know how correct that is, because it's funny how yesterday, Johan Vissa to Spurs was a thing. And then all of a sudden there's a 50 million valuation. Fine. That's fine. Now hear me out on this part. They go and sign Morgan Gibbs-White. And then we see that, apparently Nottingham Forest, who everyone keeps rejecting at the moment, in fairness, no disrespect, because they are now putting a bid in, knowing of the 50 million valuation, but want to, underhand that with, 25 million? It was underneath 25 million. I don't think they have the ambition or the balls to go out there and say, I'm going to go buy Johan Vissa for 50 million. But it does cause more troubles for us, Overall, it is time of the essence now, because who says at one point they said, you know what, fuck it, we're going to put 45 million bid in and we're going to test the resolve of Brentford. And then all of a sudden, Mbeumo, his price goes from 65 million of what they want, or 63, and it goes up to like 80 million because they don't want to sell both players. So we're in a little bit of a predicament where we're not only playing poker faces. Brentford, I feel like Brentford have got us by the balls, and Jim Ratcliffe doesn't want to say, you know what, just put in the extra 2 million. That's the way I'm looking at it. So it's all there. Laurie Whitwell also mentioned on Stretford Paddock, you can go watch it for yourselves. You can skip it. It's all time-stamped as well. He was mentioning along the lines of he would be gobsmacked. That was his words. He would be absolutely shell-shocked if this deal doesn't get over the line. Never say never with United, right? But he still expects us to go through. And and he did mention that we fly out to America, I believe. So from Sweden, wherever in Scandinavia, we're going to play Leeds. After that, 22nd, United want to be getting them in between them, basically, because giving Ruben Amorim only one player extra throughout this whole time, it's not exactly fresh faces or fresh egos or whatever. It's not boding well. It's not going down well with him either. So there is a bit of a deadline, isn't there? If there is a deadline, we might be seeing actual movement within maybe tomorrow, a few days. It could be next week. It's just who's going to make the first move. With Brentford, they've already rejected the first two bids. It's like the third bid, it's got to be the one. Otherwise, I'm not going to lie, people. I really see United walking away from this. It's a little bit how quickly does Man United move, and who knows how quickly the likes of Nottingham Forest move, because I don't think Nottingham Forest are going to sell Elanga at the age of what he was, 23, 24. Morgan Gibbs-White, same-ish age, 25, I think. Sell him for the pretty much the same price, let's just say, and go spend 50, 40 million on a striker that might not even start for that big price, let alone at the age of 28 going on 29 or maybe going on 30. That's just my prediction. I don't think they're going to want to go and do that. They're going to have to go and fill in the positions that they just lost. So central attacking mid, maybe 8, it could be different, and also a right winger. Their priority wouldn't be Mbeumo. So it kind of makes me think on the other hand that Brentford are really playing the game, and this is the game, and I don't actually believe it all fully. If I'm Amorim and I don't get players I want both in and out of the club, I'm quitting. You know what? I wouldn't put it past Honestly, I really wouldn't. Wait, what's this guy doing? Anyways, but so yeah, I don't blame you. Amrin walks in for the club, if you say so. Ramos says, I don't see us signing a Mbeumo. I think Ineos will kill Garnacho now. We'll talk about the Garnacho stuff. I'm here to kind of reassure on that situation. But from what I was reading up, and even before, that relationship's over. What's this guy on? Too expensive, Rogers. Yeah, that's true. He's way too expensive. Cass Plettenberg, check it. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Twitter. What's he said now, man? Because if it's something like wayward, it's all bullshit, isn't it? Right. I'm just seeing Madueke stuff. Are you sure? What's he said? I only see the Luis Diaz stuff. And that's from Ben Jacobs. All right, I saw what Mateo Morel said. All right, Pletzigo. All right, I'm on his Twitter right now. I can't see what you lot have said. That's an exclusive. Understand Barcelona want to try sign Marcus Rashford. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about that after this little part. But I really need everyone to smash the like button because it is super important. And yeah, let me do this. Smash the likes button. Thierry Nonry 14. There we go. Love. There we go. How many went well? 59. So yeah, that's the pretty much the Mbeumo update. You know what the maddest thing is, yeah, is I do have a kind of an alternative. I just don't know what it may be because you got to imagine in a world, and you can't put it past this whole Mbeumo is, do United actually have a plan B that might not be Mbeumo, and how much who is going to be? Because I'm looking at Spurs right now, and you know how we need a right-sided 10, right? And you know what? There's 2 ways we can go about it. And I think I've got my own plan B and own plan C, and they both come from the Premier League, and they both come from North London, right? So my plan B after Mbeumo, and a lot of you might not like this. You could give me your own plan Bs. And no, it's not Rodrigo. We're not going to get him. My plan B would be, well, Kulusevski might be available, correct? I don't know what deal he's got left. I don't know how many years he's got left. Maybe I can go have a little check in a second. Tottenham have just bought Morgan Gibbs White. They still got James Maddison. Kulusevski might be a one-away. It might be worth maybe something along the lines of 50 million. I think they might want to recoup their money and put it into another area. So I wouldn't never say never, but I think Kulusevski would be a decent shout. Someone a little bit more technical, very good to be fair, and he would suit that position to a T. My plan C, or maybe it could be a plan B, because I want someone a little bit more proven. But if you want to go down the routes of like the Tyler Liblings, who's got the crazy potential, well, Noni Madueke's just gone to Arsenal. They're about to sign Eze, and that's been told me that's a given a go for me as well, saying that's done. I would actually. So there's someone called Ethan Nwaneri. Anyone heard of him recently? If you want to go down the route of potentially going to get one of the best young starlets in the Premier League, who's got an abundance of talent, young, obviously you can give him a year's experience. I mean, why wouldn't you go for that? And I've already been told again about Nwaneri that he's an Arsenal fan, right? And I know Chelsea might try to get him, but I don't see where he fits in getting game time, right? So we've already got 2 of the other youngsters before. Why can't we go get another one? I'm not saying no chance. Don't say zero chance when you're going to buy players in those positions. I'm not going to, for me, I'm looking at along the lines of, well, he might not be a winger, but he might not be an 8. But there's a right 10 spot where he can really develop. And I think Man United should go out all for it. If Mbeumo is not to work out, it doesn't scream that I want to get back in the Champions League, but it screams that I really want someone that's going to definitely shine. And I think his potential is quite proven. I think he'd do really well. But that's just another option. I'm just thinking along of those routes if Mbeumo is not to work out. I don't know who else I would actually go for in a Prem wise that might be available. I can't really think of anyone. So what? Florian Twitter on Rashford. What are you doing? Someone ban him. You know what? I've had enough. Someone who's a mod. If there's a mod in here, time out for 5 minutes. I've had enough of that. Don't you fucking do that. Man's done the whole gas mode shit again. Oh, Florian Plettenberg, the guy who's in fucking Germany, knows everything about Rashford. Fuck out of here, man. No, get him out. I know he is. No, get out. No, 5-minute timeout. Axe, are you wait, who? Axe, are you one of my mods? Who wants to be a mod? I need one more mod. Now, don't delete his message. Don't delete his message. I need him banned for 5 minutes. Yusuf. All right, Yusuf, you've already got it. Here we go. Yusuf, you're always around. There we go. Done. Or the plan B, you know what? That's another one. My plan B is play Ahmad right and go get right wing back. See, I'm happy with that, Joe. I don't mind that. I don't mind it. Yeah, basically, he can go get a timeout. I know who he is. Touchline. Yeah, of course he can, but he's going to get a ban. But smash the likes. As if you know what, I will need a lot more mods at some point. I just don't want the whole chat being blue. Israel should be one as well. But I'm going to note your names down. I'm going to screenshot it actually now. And then, yeah, I'll consider it. As long as you lot keep coming into my lives and smashing the likes on the way in, then love. I will definitely do that. I'm going to need loads more mods. Trust me, because I do believe in myself and that this channel might blow up. So if it does get into a period where I see 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, I don't know, then I'm going to need a lot more mods. Not everyone can make every video. So yeah, but Yusuf is always about, so he's got that. But anyways, moving on to this whole Rashford stuff, right? We just see with Plettenberg, right? Doing the green tick. He's been on this whole Rashford case, but he's not really that reliable. Not for me. Not by a long shot. For me, it's more more along the lines of what Matteo Moretto said. And that's where I'm looking towards thinking, you know what? I think if you're going to believe anyone, you're going to believe that as a source. He's like a younger version of Romano, up and coming. Anything he says is like a go. That's the way I viewed it. And with Rashford and him saying that, you know, Hansi Flick and also Barcelona, we already knew Barcelona gave the green light before, but now it's looking like that within the next few weeks, within that they're going to now target Rashford. I think the thing is for me is that United don't fold. We know that they got money, and this is where United can't actually take the flipping piss, the absolute piss. They put out what 51 to 60 million or something along them lines for someone correct me, right? He didn't. Matteo Moretto didn't. It was the other geezer. I don't know what his name is though. I always get his name mixed up. With Rashford, they're going to try coming for a loan with an option, but we know that they got money, right? And he couldn't register Nico Williams, and he ended up signing a new contract. United's whole front, and I saw Laurie Whitwell talk about this again. He said that United know that they've got money to front. We know that they've got the wages to front. They agreed everything with Nico. They got to basically get off their own ratio thing from 2-to-1 to 1-to-1. Rashford's willing to take a pay cut. That's all good. That's all well and good. He'll probably get a nice base wage, 9 million a year. I think 9 million a year max they're allowed to do. Nico Williams is a little bit more difficult because of how high his wages were. Whatever. Whichever situation it is, they got to do their registration the way they need to do it. But we know that they got money. They need to front up Man United 35 to 40 million. I would accept 30 million. I'll be real. I'll be so honest. But in what world is Nico Williams better than Rashford? No one on this planet can convince me that Nico Williams is better than Rashford. I don't think he's that much of a better footballer than him. He doesn't score more goals than him. He doesn't get more assists than him. And you know what? The only thing that he's probably got over him is probably a little bit more agility, right? When it comes to pace, you could probably say they're a bit the same. He's very fast, I admit. But Rashford is 10 times the better player. And in the La Liga, I'm telling you now, if Rafinha's cutting it up, and he didn't cut the flipping Premier League up, by the way, Rashford's cutting that league up. He's definitely going to absolutely ruin that league, in my opinion. I don't think he's shit. I think he'll be focused. I think Hansi Flick will get the best out of him, and he's around much, much better players where he's not looked at as the guy who's going to give the turnovers. He's the last part, whether it's number 9 or off the left. He's going to do an absolute serial job. Get the money. Man United need the money if we want to go get a top tier centre mid, if not a striker. I don't know. Actually, at this moment of time, I don't give a shit. I just want to know there's outgoings and that we're going to save a bunch, and that means Ineos can't use that as a flipping excuse anymore. So I really need to see Rashford leave this damn club. What's this? Oh God, I'm gonna have to do that a little bit differently. But yeah, there's no excuse not to get Rashford. If Man United somehow accept a loan, and I know they've stand firm on their stance with selling Rashford. If this green light's true, then we'll really know what they're made out of. You know, even with this whole Mbeumo stuff, I do believe he gets over the line. I just think the approach has been a little bit difficult, and we just have to. We are having a hard time accepting it, and it can really get bad. But scrap that all away. My whole thing is, okay, when it comes to selling these players, how good are you at negotiating? How good are you at haggling prices? And how good are you at getting a deal done within a good time? That's what I'm going to be aiming for to look at, so I can judge the Matt Hargreaves, the Jason Walcott, whoever does the selling part of United. You know, agent should be fine. This should be a rather easy deal, right? He wants Barcelona. He's been twerking for them for I don't know how long. A whole year, what, half a year? Half a year? He's even doing podcasts and all sorts. This one should be done. Luis Diaz looks like he's going to be on the way to Bayern Munich. So Bayern Munich, we can count that Luis Diaz, the Barcelona part out of here. Fuck that off. He looks like he's given them the green light as well. Given a transfer request allegedly for Liverpool. Let them go and do their thing. He's going to cost a little bit an arm and a leg, and he's going to cost Bayern Munich a good 60 million probably in the end. I know they bid 43 allegedly, but we'll see about that. Then this whole Rodrigo stuff, he's not exactly going to change for Barcelona. When you figure the left wing market, Marcus Rashford's third on the list. So from there, United need to go and collect. Go and collect. Got to stop taking the piss out of us. Honestly, if you're going to make a set of president, you know, this negotiation team's going to have to step the fuck up. Simple as that. Cassport is my local club right now. Back then, who's my local? Back in the day, Millwall was my local club. Then it was Crystal Palace / Millwall. It was in between, and then now Milton Keynes would be my local club, MK Dons. So yeah, there you go. Antony outperformed Nico Williams on stats half, and even then, every time I think about ourselves, I forget about Antony all the time. And even this whole to Batiste thing is like, well, we know you got money, mate. We saw your sales. You can put up 30 million for Antony. I know United are apparently allegedly like along the regions of open to a future sell, like a 50% sell-on clause or something crazy like that. We even just saw Alvaro Fernandez get sold today. He got the here we go, didn't he? We should be recouping roughly about 8 million for him. It's not actually that bad on the front of United when it comes to this sells. It's the last one is for me is this whole Garnacho thing. But before we go into the Garnacho thing, I do wonder what United's strategy is. I don't want to do what Golden Mort does. I know he went off the roof and had a fat rant like he does every fucking day. And you know what? Fair play to him, because I think he's acting out in frustration of how the fan base is feeling. And I don't blame that. But I don't want to rant, because this Madueke news has made me, I'm gassed. I'm overly gassed for that part. So yeah, Rashford needs to get going, but I just don't think we're going to hear anything anytime soon. I think it's going to take till end of the month. I don't think it's one of those where it's just like, yeah, within a week, snap, done. But if they want to get a move on maybe with their preseason, maybe they do need him over the line. I don't even know if they've even made a sign in this season. I don't believe they have. I think they've just been doing all contracts and shit. We've seen how Barcelona move. They move slow. They really do. Antony also outperformed Rodrigo. It doesn't mean he's better. Nico is the better player for this country. Yeah, but we don't care what he does for his country. I certainly don't care what he does for his country. Like, I've seen him for Bilbao, and he was nothing but short of shite. But that's one season. He's a young player. He can grow into a better player. Of course, he's got potential. He done the world season before, so it would be harsh to say he's not going to get there. But for me, with Nico Williams, look, he's just not better than Rashford. You know, Maguire plays well for his country, but for Man United, he's average, if not he's shite. Some players play better for the country. Some players are shit for the clubs, for their standards, where they should be at. Rooney Bargy, Copenhagen, Joan Garcia. So they got a couple then. With 15th, with one sign, and he has every right to rant. Yeah, exactly. But I know how he moves anyways. He just moves whatever's feeling of the fan base. Williams had one good Euros. Yeah, well, to be fair, if you look at Williams in that season as well for Bilbao, he did make a name before that Euros. His name exploded, and he's been living off that PR since then. But no one on here can tell me that at this moment of time, he didn't outperform Antony. Antony looks like the better player in La Liga right now, to be fair to that comment. And also, Rashford's better than both of them put together. So I don't really want to hear that. I don't care if you don't like him. It's got nothing to do with his footballing ability. Opinion on Moyes Keane. I'm taking him all day. No. I'm not taking Moyes Keane, man. I'm certain that if I think United do end up selling Sancho this month, and I do think we end up selling. Actually, how about this? I think Sancho probably goes within the next week or two. I do think Rashford will go this month if the green light is true and everything's going to go correct. I do believe Garnacho might take a little bit longer, but that kind of tells me, cool. We got told by Laurie Whitwell again that United's focus will be the striker, not the central midfielder. We're going to get the striker after the Mbeumo stuff or the right wing, basically the right 10, right? So if we're going to go all out, then surely there should be a lot of movement with all these sales. I think the only one we're going to actually aim for, I'll be real, all our eggs are pretty much in one basket, and it's Ollie Watkins. I don't see anybody else where, in my mind, where United go for anyone else but Ollie Watkins. Gyökeres is done with Arsenal. That's finished. Big up a gal for the raid, by the way. That's finished. Game over. United's lack of options for up front, and I've seen people scream for Sesko, and I'm thinking, Sesko? They want 80 million for the geezer. Or 70 million. Ekatike, same price. It's just not going to work out. I think the best value for money right now, considering Prem proven, he's going to get you goals, is Ollie Watkins. I don't see no one else. Jackson, don't say Jackson. Jackson's linked with Italy right now. I don't think we have any remote interest at this moment of time. My whole thing is just how quick can this deal get done? Because we need, if a central midfielder could be the easy deal to do, then surely you go and put that time into that to get that over the line as quick as possible. Unless it is. But if you're telling me the strikers focus is going to be next, how much do Villa need the money is another question. Same thing with West Ham. They needed to make some quick money by Tuesday, I was told. And that's why they ended up selling Kudus for 55 million and didn't wait out for the 60 to 65. Spurs use that to their advantage. Well, for me, I'm looking at Villa. I don't know. They got fined. They need to make up not a lot of money, to be fair. So credit to them, whatever. But I don't believe Watkins has a great relationship with Emery at this moment of time. I think United should take advantage of that, but it's all about this fucking deal now. It's taking the absolute piss. So yeah, waiting games again for United. We're probably going to end up with 4 signings by the end of August. I see the centre mid coming in late. Man said Noni Madueke, bro. You lot are absolutely taking the piss. Smash the likes if you're happy for Noni. We're on 108 likes, 400 in the building. That means a lot of you can do that. You might have found my channel. Way, oh, you found Cass's channel. How about you subscribe then? That'd be nice. This is what's this? Cass from the outside. Would you take Kolo Muani? You know what, Harvey? It's not a bad shout, is it? I wanted, like, if you want that profile that's going to run channels, he had actually he actually had a good spell at had actually an okay spell when you think of Juventus. I don't think he hits the heights though. But he's definitely better than what we've got. So, yeah, sure. Honestly, don't think we're signing a midfielder. I do. Watkins PSR deal with Villa. Their PSR's fine. They sold their women's team. They're in the clear of all of that. They've already got the rollover of the financial year. I'm not an expert on all this business stuff. You lot would know more than me. But I do believe that, when it comes... I saw with Laurie Whitwell as well on Stretford Paddock. And... when he was asking, will Villa go in for... as one of them asked, will Villa go in for the likes of Garnacho, even though you saw him wear the shirt? And they said, oh, I can't really... in Aston Villa's position, them forking out something like 50, 60 million for Garnacho is really unlikely. So that kind of indicates to me that Aston Villa do or might really need some funds. And it could be Watkins. The cash-in could be Watkins. Or we just saw Madueke leave Chelsea. Chelsea got a final to play. They're going to make more money. What if they're going for Morgan Rogers? What if they do put down the money and say, you know what, here's 70 million, test their resolve on that? That could be the case. Discord's here, people, by the way. If you want to join the NAF chat, you want to find myself in it, I'm active in there every single day. That's the Discord link. It's up to you guys. And the last one is the Garnacho. I wanted to clear this up because I had to quickly go and fish for some information about this. And even it's the full article was not exactly being written, you could say. Garnacho's cleared to come back to Manchester United training, and everyone instantly thought, oh, you can come back train with a squad, you can do all of this. No, that's not the case. From what I was looking at and what I was reading, you got to read between the lines of certain words. From what I was basically fishing for is Garnacho is going to get gulagged, same as Rashford. He's allowed to return to Carrington, but he has to train on his own away from the squad. Amorim doesn't want him anywhere near the team. The relationship between him and Amorim and Man United is severed. It's done. It's not happening no more. So this whole Garnacho thing is blown out of proportion, and that's why we got to probably look at key information when it comes to that. I feel like we could use him in a swap deal. If he wants to stay in the Premier League, talk to a Spanish, he talks Spanish, Emery talks Spanish, could work in favour. I think he should go Aston Villa. I just don't know how much interest Villa do have in him, but they were interested in before. If we can do a potential swap deal, like, okay, you take Garnacho 50 million, we take Watkins 50 million, it helps their PSR out massively, it helps our PSR out massively. I think it's a win-win situation. Garnacho's news is fake Twitter news. That was earlier, right, Cobby? You're talking about the Napoli stuff. It might be the Napoli stuff. I'm not talking about that. But the training stuff, he's not coming back to Man United. Subscribe up if you haven't done so yet. Any subscriptions are going to be very much appreciated. So yeah, hopefully we get some decent news tomorrow. I'm going to be out for most of the day, so I won't be back till night. I'll be on. I should be on. I might not be on in the morning with rants, but I think he's sorting out a lot at the moment. You should know that he's moving. I might be live after at 1:15. No, I can't be. I've got to go jump. That means I'm gonna have to be back about 2 o'clock maybe. I might be able to fish something in for 20 minutes. Who knows? Anyways, I'm gonna go raid up the likes of Ems. You might have just seen him on a gal's channel, but he's got his own channel as well. So go raid him up, and then yeah, hopefully tomorrow we got some decent news. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we get some here we goes, man, and maybe even for some of these sales. But yeah, in a